how many songs do you have with Dgiola at this point?
Dgiola from years back, only had one track, man. I tried to do more, but he caught a case. But people don't know, man, me and Dgiola was planning on doing a whole album later down the line after the mixtapes. And we didn't get around to it. He caught a couple charges, man, like a couple murder charges, and I ain't heard or seen him since. I was calling his phone was off. And I got the phone call from somebody in Atlanta that I know, she was telling me that she seen him on TV. And then I was like, dang. So that had put me down a little bit because when he was locked up, he was my mentor for real. So after I didn't have no mentor, so the only mentor after that was Calico Jones. And he was still trying to get on with, he was using the platform Soulja Boy gave him. And Soulja Boy was helping him out. So he said, I can't really do too much for you. Only thing I could do is give you the connection to the clubs and you ain't trying to go. So I'm like, all right, man. So I started finding my own strategy in my own club, places I can get DJs to play, but I ain't got to be there. So only thing I got with him is one track, man. I wish we could have did an album together. Our styles is similar, but it's still different, man. But our song we had alone, which I wish I could find that record, but man, me and him would have went ham in the industry, but we didn't get a chance to do it.
So that song is not publicly available at this moment?
Nope, I never put it out, man. I was looking out for DG. If you have a murder charge and people love, negativity. And if you catching a murder charge, then all of a sudden a record that you got with this artist got a track called Reload the Chopper. And then he rapping about all this stuff on his record. It's gonna make it seem like that got something to do with that, which it didn't. His situation happened a month or 3 months later down the line. But people will try to tie that to it. And if the feds believe it enough, they'll hear that record and use that. People don't know they'll use your music in court. Then they'll make me feel bad because he'll be like, man, why did you push that knowing I got this going on? So to look after him without him asking me, I did that song, man. I got rid of it. Only way people can have it, if they got it on a CD. I was passing out mixtapes back then before it happened. That's the only way people gonna hear that record. I got rid of it. For my safety and his.
So just for clarification, you release the song before his charge happens, but once you get wind or hear news of the charge, you immediately stop.
I dumped it.
Promoting the song.
Man, boy, I got rid of it. And then ain't no telling who he got into it with, because I'm not from the A. I've been to the A a few times. Ain't no telling if he had enemies, I don't know what happened. But if they'd have heard that record now, he locked up, I'm catching the heat from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that, man. You know what I'm saying? But for that to happen the way it did, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that was the main record I was going to use and can't use it. I dumped it. It was just me being smart.
And he didn't ask you to do that. You made that decision on your own.
Oh yeah, that's my brother, man. I'm not finna, that I don't care if that track would have went gold or platinum. That track ain't worth, hurting him more, hurting his case. And then it's gonna put me in a hot seat. I probably wouldn't have lived, long enough. I probably wouldn't have lived long enough after that, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no telling who he got into trouble with. They family or people from their block might want to spin. And they also, he put this track out, so he must got something to do with it too. I'd have got lit up, man. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta's the main place I come do business at. I go to studio here. I do everything in the A. So how I'm going to tour through Atlanta and do shows, do anything. And this track called Reload the Chopper is out there with DG fighting a murder charge. It probably blew up even bigger because of that. Now I got a bullet on, you know what I'm saying? I got the heat on my back. And I ain't going to be able to go to him, felt, because I don't know what's going on. So that would be me being a real brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with that. That record ain't worth me doing no time.
Anything else you want to mention about Dgiola or question you weren't asked? People want to know about him.
DG, man, was humble. He was humble, man. He's not what people think he was, man. I remember I was in a car, and this dude, he was drunk. He had smoked some weed and he was drinking, and he picked this chick up that he was dating. He was finna drop her off at work, and I didn't know he was, you know what I'm saying. He was just driving, and she started yelling at him. She said, "Man, I know you ain't did that junk again." And I look up, and he looking in the rearview mirror, and she was yelling at him about going through a stop sign, a red light. So I'm in the back seat. I start laughing because I ain't knowing that he doing it because I'm looking off to the side out the window. And he was in the rearview mirror looking, and when I laughed, his girl went off on me. And she said, that ain't funny, whatever. And then he looked at the rearview mirror and shook his head at me like this because he was like, man, don't even argue. I'm about to drop her off. But I was laughing. And I said, this dude is crazy, man, but he cool as heck, man. He wasn't like trying to be something he wasn't. He wasn't trying to be like some all-top street person trying to prove something to nobody. It was in him. You know, the hood was in him, man. He was cool, man. He'll pull up on you, chill with you, drink, drink what you, smoke with you. He wasn't trying to act like Hollywood. He never changed, man. I don't know about everybody else, but when I was around him, he ain't changed.
Anything else on Dgiola?
Free DG, man, till he out, man. You know, hopefully I'll be on by the time he get out. Maybe I can help him or something.
And if he's just so happening to watch or listen to this interview, anything you want to say to him personally?
Shoot, man, free DG, man. You know, you forever my brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never changed. You know what I'm saying? I don't change on people, man. Shout out to his sister, too. You know, I ain't seen her since then either. Shout out to his sister, his sister, man. You know what I'm saying? I know they probably was going through it because he was the person that was, he was pretty much the man of the house. You know, when you the man of the house and you helping your grandma, your family eating, and then that get taken away, it put them in a downward spiral. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother DG, man. I hope you can get out so you can get that big house for your family that you want to do. Because that's all he want to do was help his family, man. His mama, his grandmama. He wanted to get them that big house, and he didn't get a chance to do it.
And just for transparency, do you know Pooh Shiesty personally?
Oh, Pooh Shiesty? Nah, I never met Pooh Shiesty. It's one artist in particular I do know from Memphis. You know, rest in peace, her soul was a lot of cash. Desto. I knew her personally.